Hi everyone and welcome back to the Complete Guide Part 8, and today I present to you F1 Racing Championship. Okay, let's get straight into it then. We've got arcade, simulation and configuration, and this is for the controller, and unfortunately, although this is analog control compatible, you can only steer with the left analog stick. You cannot accelerate or brake. You have to use the X button, which is sort of going back in time a little bit. Anyway, let's get into the arcade mode, and oh yes, this is what we're going to try. First of all, the pick up and play. Let's have a look at what it says here. The faster you are, the higher score you get. The threshold is that you have to pass each. Well, we know what this is all about, don't we? Anyway, we're going to select our team now, and once again we've got lots of options for what team we can select, with all the information about each team that you're never going to need. We've got McLaren, we've got Ferrari, we've got Williams F1 Supertech. We've also got Jordan, Mugen Honda, we've got Benetton Playlife, we've got Sauber Petronas, Arrows, we've also got Stewart Ford, Prost Peugeot, Minardi Ford, and of course BAR Supertech. So I've gone for the Minardi now, so it's time to say go, go, go for the arcade mode, and I can't quite find the accelerate button because I forgot it was the X button. Okay, so off we go, and as to be expected, it's the full arcade experience. You've got a time that's ticking down. You've got to reach a checkpoint before the timer runs out, and then you've got a score which will gradually increase as you go through the game. F1 Racing Championship was a game developed by Ubisoft in 2000. It featured all the 22 drivers and 11 teams for the 1999 Formula 1 World Championship, as well as the 16 tracks, including the brand new Sepang circuit. The game featured great graphics and realistic handling. At the time, it was facing steep competition by the ever popular Grand Prix 3 and the rising F1 series by ISI. The sales were behind expectations. Reasons were a poor artificial intelligence and damage model and the bug-prone initial release. A patch to fix the reported issues was announced, but never released. This game was developed by Ubisoft Shanghai, whose other credits include Rayman 2: The Great Escape, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell: Pandora Tomorrow, Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed Unity, and The Crew in 2014. Okay, so that is the arcade mode in F1 Racing Championship, as you would expect, with handling, which is very, very easy. Okay, let's move on now. We've got single race, duel, time attack, championship, or school mode. Wow, let's have a look at this school mode then. What track are we going to go on? Are we going to do Spielberg? No, I think we're going to go to Imola, as it happens, which may actually be back on the calendar for 2017. Okay, we're in the McLaren, and it's away we go. Now, apparently, we have to go through these markers at the correct time and brake in the correct order as we go. Look, there it goes, and yes, we have to... Oh my god, I've completely cocked that up. But look, this looks very, very similar to the practice sessions in F1 2016, I do believe. Yes. Whoever said that innovation is dead? Yes, okay, yes, we've gone through the red brake marker, now we've gone through the green accelerate marker, and I've spun out like a complete noob. I don't believe it. Anyway, we rejoin the track now, and we're just about to start the second lap. I think I've managed to gain a little bit of experience now, so let's try the second lap and see if I can do a little bit better. So it's saying go at the moment. Now ready and brake. Yes, I've braked perfectly there. Look at that. That was a perfect apex there from me in the McLaren. Let's go to the next corner and see what we've got to do now. So we're coming up to the apex. It says ready and brake again. And oh my god, look at that. It's absolutely fantastic. And yes, it is very, very similar to the tests in F1 2016. I just happened to find this mode by pure chance. Pure chance. There you go. We've broken again at precisely the right time, and now we're going to go down to this one, and we've got to brake again, and yes we have. Oh, look at that. That was a perfect chicane there from Dave once again. So let's try this next one and see how we do. Oh, gas off, and then go. Well, there's no braking there. Well, that's unusual. Usually I brake there at that chicane, but no, it just said gas off. So let's see what happens now. We're going to brake again, and we just get through, do we? Yeah, almost binned it, but no, look at that. So we've managed to gain quite a bit of experience in the school mode on F1 Racing Championship. So if you're a complete novice, this will help you to acclimatise to the circuits and learn when to brake and when to accelerate. Okay, so we've seen the cars. Now let's have a look at the drivers you can drive in F1 Racing Championship. For McLaren, we can drive as Mika Häkkinen or David Coulthard. For Ferrari, we can drive as Michael Schumacher or Eddie Irvine, who nearly won in '99. And for Williams F1 Supertech, Alexandro Zanardi or Ralf Schumacher. Jordan, Damon Hill or Heinz Harald Frentzen. Benetton Playlife, Giancarlo Fisichella or Alexander Wirtz. Sauber Petronas, John Alesi or Pedro Diniz. Arrows, Pedro de la Rosa or Tonasoki Takagi. Stuart Ford, Rubens Barrichello or Johnny Herbert. Prost Peugeot, Olivier Panis or Jarno Trulli. Minardi Ford, Luca Badoa or Marc Genet. And BAR Supertech, Jack Villeneuve or Ricardo Zonta. Okay, let's have a look at the courses then. Melbourne, Sao Paulo, Imola, Monte Carlo, Barcelona, Montreal, Magny-Cours, Silverstone, Spielberg, Hockenheim, Budapest, Spa-Francorchamps, Monza, the Nürburgring, Kuala Lumpur and Suzuka. Okay, let's look at some of the information. And I think now this game is giving away some of its Chinese roots. As we can see, this Australian circuit is a sweet circuit, but very much resemble as a regular circuit. Now I can't do English very well, but I'm sure that's not quite the English translation we were quite looking for. Anyway, we can have simple or realistic handling in this game. Let's have a look at some more game settings. We've got the lap count, which is at 10%, 20%, 50%, or realistic, which is a full race distance. We can have the difficulty at amateur or pro. I do understand there's one more level if you switch the actual handling from simple to realistic, which is expert. Okay, you can have the starting grid. You can have one on the starting grid all the way up to 22 drivers. You can have the weather set to sunny, rainy, or random. You can have the penalties, of course, on or off. You can have the damage as none, medium, or realistic damage. The speed can be in kph or miles per hour, and the brake assistance can be on or off. Okay, now we go on to the garage menu, which should be one of the most exciting points of the game, but unfortunately it's not. There's a very, very annoying sound loop which lasts about 10 seconds, and it is really, really annoying. Anyway, so you want to get out of this garage menu as quick as possible. So we've got the fuel, which we can have at 70 litres, or we're going to put it down to 24 because it's only a 7-lap race, I do believe. And once again, this shows in the graphics on the right hand side to tell you what that does to the car. We can also adjust the gearbox. Also the ride height can be adjusted. I think the brake balance can be adjusted, front and rear, currently set at 50%. And also the steering angle, which is currently at 20 degrees. You can have that all out to 25 degrees. You can have the tyres either as soft or hard tyres or wet tyres, depending on the conditions out on circuit. And you can also have the suspension at soft or hard. We've got it on soft for the front, hard for the rear at the moment. And the wing angle can be at 20 degrees all the way down to 0 degrees, all the way up to 25 degrees for a circuit like Monaco. So we're going to put it on 25 because you know we're going to Monaco, because we always do. So here it is then. Okay, so once again it's time to say go, go, go at Monaco, and it's away we go. I'm currently in the McLaren. I've just got past the Minardi as we come down out to the first corner. How does it look then? Well, I have to say the graphics don't look too bad at all as we go to the first corner. No Lego cars, and it looks pretty impressive indeed. Now, as we go up the hill, you can see off to the right hand side we've got the damage indicator, which will tell us if we actually get any damage to the car as we get very, very close to the back of a BAR. And to the left you can see there's a radar screen. Wow, this is a fantastic innovation. Oh my bloody good God, who put that there? I'm sure that's not in in Monaco, is it? Anyway, so by the magic of editing, we move on, and as you can see, coming into the casino section now, there's the radar off to the left, which shows you how close the car behind you is. Not, unfortunately, the car in front, but the car behind. And I've just hit a Minardi once more. Currently in last, of course, because that's how we roll around here. And now we go into the tunnel section of Monaco. Let's see how we do. Well, I have to say it's not too bad. We have got some lights. It's fairly dark, but overall pretty impressive indeed. But as you can also see off to the right, we got some damage to our left rear suspension because it has gone yellow. Now just above the damage indicator is the fuel indicator, which tells us how much fuel we have left in the cars. I've just gone straight into the back of a Pros. Now unfortunately we've just lost our front wing, or at least we've just damaged it because it's gone yellow. Now it's gone red, which means we're going to have to come into the pits, and I've just hit the wall as well. Now unfortunately this game does not allow you to put in your own name. You have to drive as one of the drivers from the 1999 World Championship. Anyway, we're going to come into the pits now to repair our damage. Let's have a look. It looks like we're just going to get a statistics screen. I don't think the pit crew are... Oh my goodness, look at this. We've got some kind of FMV sequence that puts new wings on and tyres. Well, that's really impressive. And so we've rejoined the field again, and we're in 19th place. I can also tell you that at 10% distance and 20% distance, none of the cars actually pit. I think we have to go up to a 50% race distance before pitting comes into operation. Let's have a look at some of the views. This is a sort of standard chase view. As you can see, we're going for the tunnel. This is an extremely close chase view, as I really shouldn't have done that going through the tunnel because I can't see where I'm going. And oh my god, just look at those tyres. Is it just me, or do they look like giant licorice all sorts? I'm not quite sure, but those tyres look well weird. Anyway, on to this view, which is the standard T-cam view. And I have to say, after playing this game, I have actually thought that this is probably the best view to use, even though it's quite distracting with the driver's head buffeting from side to side like that, looking like he's having some kind of medical emergency. Okay, and this of course is the cockpit view that all the games seem to have, and I have to say it's not too bad in the cockpit view, but it is very, very difficult to actually steer in this view. For some unknown reason it just doesn't seem to work very well. Anyway, so we move on to another circuit now. I think we're at Silverstone, and I've gone into a Pros this time. And this time I have to say the game seems to be very, very good on the handling and everything else. The handling seemed a little bit too tight going around Monaco, but of course that's why we do the Monaco test, as I'm trying to be overtaken there by an Arrows. How dare you, sir? How dare you? And yes, at Silverstone it does feel to be very fluid in the handling, so this probably tells you actually that the handling is quite possibly not very good because it failed the Monaco test. It is one of those games though where you have to constantly stab the steering inputs. It's not a smooth progression from left to right like some of the best F1 games. If you want to steer on a constant radius, you have to keep stabbing at the steering, as I just go straight off into the boondocks there. And look at that. Penalties of course are on, and I've got a 10-second stop and go penalty, so I'm going to have to come into the pits now. Now this of course is the old circuit at Silverstone. I'm hoping I've got the right pit lane here, otherwise I'm going to look like a right doofus. Oh god. No, that wasn't the pit lane at all. That looked like just a runoff area. Oh, nice one, Dave. Okay, so we're going to go around here, and I'm sure this is going to be the pit lane. Yes it is, because of course this is the old circuit, and I'm now used to the new circuit with the different pit entrance. Fail. Okay, so into the pits now we go for our 10-second stop and go penalty. I'm currently in 17th position out of 18, but it doesn't really matter. Now, because there's only 18 cars in the field, this also tells you that there are failures, and some of the cars do fail. In fact, up to 7 cars can fail in a single Grand Prix at the end of each race. Now, I don't remember that many failing in 1999, but there you go. So we've done our 10-second penalty, and we rejoined. Oh my god, what's that? Oh, it's a balloon. It's a balloon. I thought it was some strange alien craft about to descend on me and take me away. Well, someone needs to. Anyway, so we return to Monaco now, and I've got a bit more used to the controls, and I've decided to go in the BAR, and this is definitely the best camera view to use, the T-cam view. Okay, so final thoughts on this game? Yeah, it's pretty average, I have to say, and doesn't really excel in any area. Okay, this game is 100% compatible with the PlayStation 3. Yes, it runs on the PS3, no problems whatsoever. Oh my god, did you just see that? That BAR just transwarped through the wall, and this was very common, of course, in the early days of Formula 1 on PlayStation. Okay, this game you can pick up for about a penny from your local eBay or Amazon merchant. And is it worth it? Well, if you want another slice of Formula 1 history, then I would have to say quite possibly yes. But as a long-term game, it doesn't really appeal. Okay, this has been my review of F1 Racing Championship. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. There will, of course, be more later. I will now leave you with the end credits. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.